Alrighty, I don't know if you can see. There's not enough light on. Might be a little better. All right. So this is basically the Rossi exam. We are provided with a Rossi model, which is this thing, which I'll show you. It's actually this thing underneath this, and then it'll already be draped for us. It'll have a one of these drapes on top as well, covering all of that to be, you know, sterile. And then we are given an assortment of instruments and 3 different types of suture, which we have to correctly pick. And I'm just opening all of the suture that we are given real quick, because it's all going to be laid out for us, basically. And I would be wearing gloves, but I'm not going to put gloves on right now. So the first thing we do is we arrive to the exam with one of the pedicles pulled up like that, and then I'm just going to make sure that it is the pedicle, ovarian pedicle, and not like a cervix or something like that. Alright, so there's that. And the first one, we do a 3-clamp technique. And there's certain numbers that we have to know for each technique. It just depends on which technique we're doing. For example, for this one, we have to be 3 centimeters or less away from the ovarian, I guess the ovary, really. And we would have a assistant with us that will also be, that our assistant is the person that's testing us. And then I would communicate that I would like my assistant to rotate the clamps caudally. Oh, by the way, this is caudal here. Cranial is that way, so caudal. So I'll say, please rotate the clamps caudally. And we have 40 minutes to take this test. And hopefully I can do this without help. And we have to use the correct suture. We have to use gentle tissue handling, etc., etc., all that stuff. So let's see if I can do this. First suture that we have to do is a surgeon's knot. And we have to ask the assistant to please remove the most proximal clamp. And then we are supposed to tie that down into the whatever. If the suture tears like that, we just have to say that that suture tearing may have caused a half hitch, in which case I will add another square through on top of that. So that's the only reason I did so many throws, because that's bound to happen. And we have to have correct length on the tags. That's too short. That one's okay. And then we can do another surgeon's here if we want to. this one, we will ask the assistant to flash the most proximal clamp, and then we will cinch down on our suture, and then we will have them re-engage the clamp. It's very hard to do by myself. It's very interesting. And then we will ask the assistant to please rotate the clamps vertically, in which they will be holding this bottom one. I will hold the top one. There goes my first pedicle. And then we will ask them to release the last clamp after we have checked it for bleeding. It looks pretty good. So let that go. Now we are going to find the next pedicle, and then we are going to perform a modified clamp technique. Oh, I should not use this. Crap, oh well. In which case, we need to be about 2 centimeters away. And then I'm going to use this. Please rotate the clamps caudally. Just supposed to just help us visual, I don't know, whatever. And then we have to perform a miller's knot here. Let's see. And then we have to ask the assistant to please remove the most proximal clamp. That's questionable. Wasting so much suture. And then after that, this one is done. We just do 1 miller's knot here. And then we ask the assistant to please rotate the clamps vertically. And we'll cut here. Place this here, just like that. I will check my rotation. Ask the assistant to please remove that last clamp. Everything looks good. So now we will do our cervix. Okay. And this one we have the choice of doing, so I need to be about a centimeter away. We have the choice of doing a surgeon's or a miller's knot for our first knot. I don't like how far away that is. I'm gonna go a little bit closer. Okay. Please rotate the clamps caudally. Alright. Now I'm going to switch suture. I'm going to go to a PS. So I'm definitely more comfortable with a surgeon, so I'm going to do that first. Okay, hold on. Just try this. I could do this the real cool way, I guess. Just don't like it as much. Okay, now we will ask the assistant to please remove the most proximal clamp. We will tighten down. I'm going to make this way shorter if I can. Cut our tags. Alright, and then we're supposed to do a transfixation, but I did my first thingy too close. So I don't know what happens on the test if that happens. These are supposed to still be kind of caudal. We can at this point ask our assistant to rotate everything vertically, but honestly, I don't really care. margins not on top of this. And we will ask our assistant to please flash now most proximal clamp, and we'll tighten this down. And then we will ask them to re-engage. Let's see if I can do this backwards. I think I got it. Wow, I tightened that difficultly, didn't I? I've done that before. That was interesting. I'll do one more just to make me feel better. Why do I tighten it like that? I don't even know. It's fine. Alright. Cut those tags. It's too long. That one's good. Supposedly, if the tags are too long, you're supposed to grasp it with something. That is crazy right there. Let me measure it. It's supposed to be 3 to 5 millimeters. That is like 5.5, so hopefully that's close enough. And then we will ask our assistant to please rotate the clamps vertically. Then we will set those aside. We will ask the assistant to please remove the last clamp. That looks pretty good. Then we have to do 2 simple interrupteds into the fascia. I know you can't really see this, but that's about 5 there maybe. first 2 sutures down carefully. Halfway walk the other 2 down. Oh my goodness. Then have to take a mosquito hemostat and make sure we can't get up under them with our hemostat. Let me see if I can show you these where is it? See there. There's 2 sutures. These represent like little vessels. They're supposed to be little vessels that we can ligate. And then there's like foam, which represents the like sub-Q, and then this blue layer has like foam underneath it, and it's supposed to represent the fascial layer. Let's see if, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see all of the sub-Q, but hopefully you can get the idea. Okay. They're kind of, they just want to know that we can do the sub-Q layer, like we don't have to do the whole thing. So what we do is we have to start on our side. With a deep to superficial layer, and then a superficial to deep on the other side. And I guess this is like our first whatever knot or whatever I'm trying to call it. And then do this test in 40 minutes or less. I don't know if I already said that or not. All right, once that knot's done, we cut this one. And then this is gonna be a little short. So what I'm probably gonna do is just do 2 of these maybe. And then we basically do a continuous. Oops, actually we're supposed to bury it first. Shit, oh well. You bury the knot first and then you do your continuous. You do 3 of those. But I'm gonna do 2 just because I have such little suture, because I'm trying to go too fast. Okay. So let's just say we buried the knot, we did 3 continuous. So now we're going to end the sub-Q layer by doing a superficial to deep on this side, pulling this all the way through, and then doing a deep to superficial, and then this is creating our deep loop. And then we do one more. Let's see if I can kind of give myself more room here. Superficial to deep. We go on this side of it, and then we can take this out, and this ends our sub-Q layer. Okay, and then we cut these. Then we switch to our last suture, and we are at random given two different types of patterns to demonstrate on the skin layer. I'm gonna give myself a vertical mattress because I suck at those, and I don't know, horizontal mattress, I guess. So vertical is 8 millimeters away. 8 millimeters away. We'll do crochet instead. We can practice that one too. That's about 8 millimeters. And then we backhand. Incision. I almost didn't leave myself enough tag on this side. Terrible. Sweating. Alright, so let's do crochet. Crochet is supposed to be 5, 5. And then 8 millimeters apart. And then 5, 5. how much time I have left. 32 minutes. And I'm doing extra. We only have to do 2 suture patterns, so that's pretty cool. Let me try one more. I guess, let me see, hold on. Oh shoot, it's not there. I think it's far, near is one of them. Far, near. Or far, near, far. We could do that one. Let's do far, near, far. So far is 8 millimeters. Near is going to be 3 millimeters. It's going to be about right there. Or that's more like 5. That's okay. And then near, wait, far, near, far, yeah. So near, 3 millimeters. And then far is going to be 8 millimeters on this side. Wow, so pretty. Not really. And the patterns are just on like a card that we just pick, I guess, like right before we do the test. So that's fun. Hopefully I don't blank on the vertical mattress. It's the only one I don't have like down in my head for some reason. I can't remember how many that was. We'll do one more. That looks pretty good. All under the time. Look at that. Let's measure these just for shits and giggles. These are supposed to be 2 centimeters. Or what is it, 1 to 2 centimeters? Something like that. I don't know. Those are all about 1.5. A little more than 1.5. About 1.5 centimeters each. Cool. That's it. So I guess I can show you real quick like the inside of this model because I think it's pretty cool. And then these cheap ass things. Come on, like let's go. So if they give us this block, and then this is what the thing looks like. This is one that they cut already, but I've, you know, done so much to it that I needed to cut a new hole or whatever. So I did, but this piece slides out. And so this is what holds like our uterus and like ovarian pedicles and stuff like that. And I guess this is supposed to simulate like an intestine maybe, I'm not really sure. So since I've finished with this one, I can throw these away. And then they give us new ones to use, but also we can make our own. So that's what this is. So I'll just clamp this here like that. Clamp that there, clamp that there. These are basically just balloons, like the really thin balloons that people do, like I don't know, balloon animals with. That's what that is. Yeah, it just slides into the sleeve here. And then I can always cut new holes if I need to, or whatever the case is. It's a little off. Let's see if I can fix it. So yeah, pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, it's called a Rossi model. I don't know if they came up with it or what. I have no idea. Thanks for watching.